is WLWT News 5, leading the way with breaking news.
5 o'clock here on this Sunday morning, and a violent night for Cincinnati. At least 10 people have been shot in Over the Rhine, potentially more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Rippin. Police are working multiple shooting scenes right now, and at one point police had to use flashbangs to disperse the crowds of people who were down on Main Street. We are also told that one officer did fire a weapon at one point, but little information has been released about that. We do have a team of reporters and photographers working this breaking story for you this morning. We want to begin with WLWT News 5's Richard Childs with what police are able to tell him about what has unfolded, Richard, and about the shooters. What do we know?
Yeah, well, good morning. Getting a chance to talk with Cincinnati Police Assistant Chief Colonel Mike John. Lots of details in this developing situation. Of course, this happening just after 1:30 this morning. Shots ringing out outside of Mr. Pitiful's bar. This is on 13th at Main, where Cincinnati police remain on scene. This has been a long investigation for officers. Total, we understand, between 10 to 15 people were shot, transported to several area hospitals, including University of Cincinnati and Christ Hospital. We do understand that none of those who were shot are in serious condition. We understand that those injuries, again, are considered non-life-threatening. Now, this shooting, again, taking place just after 1:30 this morning outside of a bar. Now, you can imagine how hectic the crowd is outside. Cincinnati police officers responding. We do know that an officer had to fire at an individual suspect. Condition of that individual at this time is not known. We do know that, again, the police command staff here on scene, along with the acting city manager, Mr. Krupp, is here as well. When this type of incident occurs, again, an officer discharging their weapon, there are multiple protocols which continue in place. As an update, though, on this latest, we do know that, again, none of the victims of the shooting here, again, in critical condition. Again, we understand that none of the injuries are life-threatening. Now, this incident, again, still unfolding as this investigation continues. It is a several-block radius in the heart of downtown, which has been shut down to traffic as officers process multiple scenes. Multiple shell casings, as you can imagine, littering areas of Main Street and throughout what is normally a very active entertainment district. And getting down here to this scene, that's one of the things that was so unnerving, was just, you get an idea of how frantic this scene was, with so many people rushing, trying to get to security, shots ringing out. Police, again, trying to get that crowd under control, utilizing flashbangs, and again, one officer forced to fire their duty weapon. Reporting live this morning, Richard Childs, WLWT News 5.
And Richard, if you're able to give us even a better idea of just how much of OTR right now is closed to traffic, but also we're talking 1:30 in the morning. This is a time when bars are starting to get ready to close. A lot of people are heading home. It's a very busy time of the night down there.
Well, certainly adding to the confusion of this scene. I mean, you got bar on top of bar all along this Main Street area. Again, a lot of folks are outside just enjoying a warm night. They may not be necessarily patrons inside of a nightclub or a bar, but they're walking in the street. They're going from one location to the other. They're going to their car. So you can get an idea of how frantic this must have been for them, how unnerving. You get an idea, shots ringing out, and for someone, again, to fire indiscriminately into the crowd in this sort of way, to strike 10 to 15 people. That's one of the complications that officers are having in their investigation, is just narrowing in how many people have been shot. But you get an idea of just how active this scene is right now and how far this scene stretches. Photographer Henry Griffith getting us a great shot of what's going on now. We can see, again, the investigators along with crime scene technicians. And you think about what they have to process. Individual shell casings, individual markers, individual pieces of evidence. That is their focus at this time, because, again, you want to make sure that you can process this type of scene, that officers can work towards a conviction. They can narrow in on the suspect or suspects who were brazen enough to fire in the heart of the entertainment district on a busy Saturday night. Getting a chance to talk with Colonel John, it's one of the things that he stressed. That puts you in the mindset of an individual who would do something of this type of nature. Again, Kelly, as you mentioned, it's a crowded, hot Saturday night. Folks are out enjoying themselves, and then shots rang out. You've got to imagine the confusion that takes place because you don't know that someone is firing. People, again, indiscriminately being hit around you and, again, being rushed. by ambulance and by personal vehicle to hospitals in this area. But again, fortunate to find out, again, verifying from Cincinnati Fire and emergency personnel, these injuries all considered non-life-threatening. Got a chance to talk with Colonel Davis of the Cincinnati Police Department, and again, she stressed that no one, again, had an injury that was described beyond being serious. Again, none of these injuries to personnel, again, were going to be life-threatening at this point. But again, for that officer to have the frame of mind in dealing with this type of crowd, to only have to fire one single shot, that is something, again, that the police department and these investigators will work through as they continue to process this scene throughout the morning.
All right, Richard Childs reporting for us. Richard, thank you.